Something I've been thinking a lot about lately is life is just like a bookshelf, isn't it? Each book and each chapter in each book is filled with emotions, adventures, ups and downs, trials and tribulations, as are our lives. And to get to the end of the story and to find out how the story unfolds, we need to continue reading. We need to continue turning the pages. And where I am at the moment in my life, have been reflecting on that a lot. Because I find there are moments or pivotal points in our life where we're actually closing a book and we're standing, I guess, on a bit of a precipice where we need to make the decision to go to the bookshelf of life and choose a new book. And I think that's pretty much where I am right now. And so I thought that I'd chat about that with you today, because when we're standing there making the decision of which book am I going to take down off the shelf next, there's this flood of emotion from what we're leaving behind, from the pages we've already read, from the books that need to stay up on the shelf. Yes, we can reflect on them, think about them, remember some of them with fondness and happiness, and we'll cherish moments of those books forever. Others we're glad to leave shut up on the shelf. But there's such a sense of trepidation, of fear, excitement, all manner of emotions when we're standing ready to take this next book from the shelf. And this has been where I have been sitting for several months now, of in between two worlds. My kids are growing up faster than I would really like it to happen, but it is happening. They don't need me anymore. I'm barely doing any homeschooling with the kids. No one really needs mum. Yes, I have great kids. Yes, they love me and they do still come to me for hugs and cuddles and chats and advice and all those things, but they don't need me like they used to. And so here I am right now, standing in front of my life's bookshelf, and I'm looking up at the books around me, reflecting back on the ones that I have already read, but more importantly, willing myself to choose a new book from the shelf. And whilst that's exciting, it's absolutely terrifying as well. And I wonder how many of you are in this exact same position, especially if you've been a stay-at-home mum, where you have had your children and your children's well-being be your entire world. Turning pages on new books isn't just about creating a whole new life. It's about exploring lives that we may have wished we could have lived in our past. And now here we are with an opportunity to be able to possibly revisit those or reinvent our entire lives. It's incredibly exciting. And as I said before, absolutely terrifying, especially when we have kept ourselves safe and cocooned in a life that we knew well. Most of us have worked towards that, creating a life that we know. It may not be abundantly exciting, but it's safe and it's sheltering and it's cocooning. And now, when we've got all those books that we can choose from, oh my goodness, it's rather overwhelming, don't you think? And so yes, my kids all still live at home, definitely for sure, they're all here, so I get to see them whenever I want. But they are off all forging their own lives, as they should be doing. that's been my role as a mum, is to grow them up and ensure that they go out into the world and live wonderful, amazing lives, however that looks to them. And I'm relishing in that. I'm relishing that I get to be a small part of that and I get to witness that, and it's a wonderful thing to experience. It's been very important to me that I've pulled in my kids' friends and taken them into our home. They have become a part of our family, and that allows this space where we can all cohabit together, that is joyous and filled with love and happiness and laughter, and big dinners around the table where it's loud and chaotic. And there are times when I'm like, oh my goodness, why did I choose this? But I still get to have my kids here with me, wanting to sit around the table with us. And I will never regret the decisions and choices I made to build on that, to work really hard as a parent to create that atmosphere in our home. I am also in the stage that I don't know what happens in their days any longer. Unless they choose to tell me, I only know those little snippets, their versions. And I've been thinking a lot about when we catch up with our parents and how little they actually know about our lives. And it's just this really weird juxtaposition of holding on and letting go all at the same time, and understanding that it's actually really important that our lives separate and that my kids have their own life and parts of their life that I will never know anything about, and that I too have my life and parts of my life that they will never know anything about. It's that dance between the two, and it's a tricky one, and I think it's just going to take some time. It's one that I know that I'm not always going to get right. There are times when I'm too much being a mum, as you know, the kids like to point out here and there. And it's them understanding that being a mum is where I show my love and where we remain connected. And so I'm left sitting here just with memories alone. Memories and an abundance of photographs and the odd video or two as I watch my kids grow their wings and go off out and explore the world. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that I'm certainly dealing with really a profound sense of loss as I come to terms with the realization that my role as mum is changing, and changing greatly, to where my role as mum is changing so drastically that part of me feels like it's even slipping away. Where is mum in this relationship anymore? And I have to work on channeling mum into friend. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of this is just in my head, because I do feel that I have a really good friendship with my kids, and I'm sure that if you ask them, they would say the same thing. But it is just my internal realization that the word mum may get used, but it's not seen or thought about or used in any way that it was 10 years ago. And it's just the progression of life. And it's something that it's just for me to deal with here in this home. And I'm sure if you're sitting here watching this, you are either currently dealing with it, have recently dealt with that, or about to deal with that. And so I just think it's something that we should talk about a little bit more often. It's not something that I see get talked about. But I really don't want to dwell on that too much, because the other side of the coin is that I'm here, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm alive, and there is a world of possibilities out there for us. I just have to make some decisions as to which book I pull down from the bookshelf and which one I choose to explore with the next stage of my life. And that, oh my gosh, that is absolutely exciting. One thing that this transition of life has truly made me see very clearly is just what's important and what isn't. Why does it take us so many years to come to these realizations? Life. And so this right here is me piecing together a whole new identity, exploring all of the various aspects of me, and especially the ones that I needed to put to the side to focus on raising my family. My neighbour has decided to start hammering. Apologies if you can hear that. So I sit here with a whole bookshelf of books that I could explore, and one of those that has been niggling at me for some time is this right here, is this brand new YouTube channel. So welcome to Life's Next Book. This is going to be my adventures of sharing what life is like in the next stage. And so welcome. This is Life's Next Book. I hope you will join me, especially if you are in the similar journey of life that I am in. And we're together, we will open a myriad of books, explore the chapters and pages within. Some I already know are not going to work, and that's okay, because that's what this stage of life is all about. It's exploration. It's fun. It's finding the meaning in all of those moments as we unfold our lives together. And I will say that the prospect of forging a whole new life, I'm ready. I'm really ready, and I can't wait. That's not forgetting my past. I'm just drawing on my past. I'm drawing on my life experiences, and I'll always hold dear the memories, the laughter, the tears, the sadness, the joy, all of it will always be here in my heart with me. But it is time to move forward. Don't you agree? It's time we take the next book down from the shelf, because by golly, we've got a whole other life yet to live. And so it's time for us to redefine ourselves. We aren't just mothers, and we've never been just mothers. What are we in those moments of time when we can dream and just have these little visions of what life's possibilities may have laid out for us? Because I'm sure somewhere deep inside of you, you've got lots of little dreams that you have had over the years. Those moments of wondering, of seeking out various opportunities, no matter how big or small. And I'm certainly not saying that now we all need to go out and get 5 master's degrees and backpack around the world. Of course, if you want to do that, let me know, because I want to follow your YouTube channel. I love those things. But it's about carving out our own new identities for ourselves. Isn't that exciting? And so in these moments where I need to allow myself to let go, whilst I so strongly try to hold on, I've come to the realization that motherhood isn't just about nurturing our kids. It's about nurturing ourselves as well. And I think for most of us, that part just gets lost in the process. That part of the book rarely gets read. And so as we together step into this new chapter of our lives, then I invite all of us to spend a moment just to consider, who am I beyond the roles I play? And I think for me especially, and probably a lot of us, it's going to take a lot of unfolding, exploring a lot of different books, and reading a lot of new chapters. One of the best things about reading books is that we get to walk in the shoes of others. We get to see how others live. It helps us build empathy and understanding for different walks of life. And that, my friend, is what this is all about. This channel, The Life's Next Book, is me exploring the next stages of my life with you. And my hope is that as we move forward, we're exploring these things together, because none of us are alone. We're not isolated in this. There are so many of us at the same stage of life. It's just time, my friend. It's just time for us to open the next book. So will you join me? Which book are you choosing next? Let's chat about it in the comments, and I will see you very soon when I begin to explore all the stages of my life. My name's Kylie, and welcome to Life's Next Book.